Welcome, another video. As established, I like to dress up like a wizard, much to the detriment to my friends and family. And here we are with another Amonkhet remastered draft and quite a strong first pack. Hour of Revelations is alright, I don't think I'm going to take it here. Somewhat annoyingly, Sunscor's Champion is probably the second best card in the same colour. All the uncommons are really good actually. God, this is a very hard first pick. Very hard indeed. It might go down to personal preference. I may see myself taking the Baleful Amet. I just like it more than the other cards. I also like black as a colour here. I think I will do so. Again, Hour of Revelation is a perfectly fine pick. It's just expensive for what it is. 6 mana Mega Wrath is not so good. Champion's good, probably on a level with Amet. Start finish is good, but it's double coloured. We'll go for the Amet. Go from there. Thoughtseize is new art. I have no idea if that's in the set. That's in the original set. I presume it's in this set as it's here. I may end up taking Thoughtseize. It's a perfectly playable card, and I need it for my collection. I think. If I press Alt, yes, I've got no Thoughtseizers. Aside from that, we've got a Cryptic Servant, which is alright. The two black cards are perfectly replaceable but decent. Blue cards are alright. I'll go for Thoughtseize and just be a bit greedy. Right, now we get somewhere looking good. The white cards look fine. I'm probably just going to take Splendid Agony, given my first two picks. There are 4 very good right cards here. And a Sheffet Monitor, which is also incredible. I may actually go for the Sheffet Monitor simply because I love playing green-black. Again, we've passed quite a lot of white already. We're going to be... I realise we could be setting up a nice little white deck here. But I'm more keen to do something green-blacky, and we're not going to see any white pack 2. It's probably not the right pick, I'll be honest, but it's the pick I want to make. Okay. Now we've got a chance for Consign to Oblivion, final reward of Splendid Agony. I think the first final reward is much better than the first any other removal spell, so we'll easily take that here. Oh, a lovely little Cartouche of Ambition. Again, another decent white card, a good red card with Puncturing Blow. But Cartouche of Ambition is where we want to be. Oh god, that's a very late Ketra's Avenger. So my white deck would have been looking quite good right about now. That being said, Ronus is Stalwart. We've got a decent green card already. We've got a good green card already. Stalwart's good. It's on a level with the white card. Oh, and I love a Defiant Greatmaw. I love it. I also love an Oasis Ritualist, but Defiant Greatmaw goes really well with what we're trying to get on black-green, so I'm definitely going to take this here. So we're going in the sort of deck I feel A is really fun to draft, and B is perhaps one of the strongest in the format. I know blue-black was very strong as well. I seem to recall red-blue was good in this format. But black-green was where I always wanted to be. I mean, the best deck was white-red aggressive or white-aggressive, now I think about it. But yeah, they kind of fall into much of a muchness, the white-aggressive decks, and they're not really memorable in the sense that you enjoy them. You think, oh, remember that white-aggressive deck I drafted? Whereas the black-green count -1 deck was pretty fun. I think with that in mind, Soul Stinger is better than Ordinary Kudo, especially as our curve looks at the moment. Both fit well into the strategy. I'll probably take the Kudo here. I'm looking... Supernatural Stamina, I always say it's a great card. It is a great card. I'm sure we can pick one up later, though. I always say that, and we never do. But the Kudo is actually good in this kind of deck. It's usually the 23rd card, but I'm happy to play it in a black-green deck. So for those of you who aren't too familiar with the black-green deck, the idea is to amass -1/-1 creatures, either on your own or creature or your opponent's creatures, and then have some sort of triggered ability that benefits from that. At the moment, we've only got the Defiant Greatmaw, which basically gets bigger the more counters more -1/-1 counters you put on it. Sorry, it gets it it gives other creatures the ability to lose their counters. It's one of those confusing cards that seems to make sense, but then you look at it again like, eh? Basically, the smaller you make it, the bigger you can make your other creatures with -1/-1 counters, which is pretty good when you've got a Soul Stinger and a Baleful Amet. And indeed a Kudo. Okay, so Sidewinder Naga is perfectly playable but not exciting. I guess it's one of the deserts here, so we're almost certainly not going to be in blue-black. So I'm probably going to take Desert the Mindful. We're not going to be in white. The more we passed. Oh, it's nice to get a Splendid Agony that late. Also good to see a Tarkrop Elite for the white drafter, I guess. Stinging Shot is so replaceable. I'll just take Drake, another good white card, I note. And then let's take Liliana's Defeat. And then a worthless last pick. So a good first pack there. Certainly one which is made all the better by... nope, nothing really. White-green looks great. Again, the beautiful white. Our green and black hasn't really got much going for it here. The Attendant and the Compulsory Rest are just better cards than the Stalwart. As, of course, is Prepared to Fight, which is the best card in the pack by some distance. But we are some distance away from playing white-green. So I think I'm just going to take the Ronus' Stalwart. Quarry Horde is a little more replaceable, despite it working really well here. So yeah, let's take a nice aggressive 2-drop. And if just nothing else, something to put counters on. Collected Company, my god, this is a different set to what I remember. I'm probably going to take Exemplar of Strength, but I'm going to first have a look at the deck and see if Collected Company will do anything. I mean, it will, and it's a good card, but it's never as good in standard, in limited as it performs in standard for obvious reasons. You don't build a deck which is strictly company hits. I think I'm just going to take Exemplar of Strength. It works really well with what we've got so far and is a very strong card in and of itself. So we can pick up a Doomfall, a Wonder in Death, or a Bitterbow Sharpshooters here. Again, not the sexiest options. I'm going to stop talking about this brilliant white deck I could have had, but a Gustwalker makes me feel rather silly at this stage. I'm going to take a Doomfall. It's a nice card. Works well. It's very flexible. Hooded Brawler is just excellent. It's almost as good as this Gustwalker. I know it's not really where we need to be with green-black counters, but it's still an excellent green 3-drop. The only slight issue is the amount of 3-drops we have, but I still think it's difficult to pass up a Brawler, even though Desert's a perfectly good pickup. And because of the curve, we're going to pass up this Brawler for the Crocodile Crossing, which is a very nice card. Feral Prowler would be great to pick up here. The second Crocodile Crossing makes me feel a lot better about this direction we're going in. We seem to be getting paid off for cutting the green and black pack 1 here. Ooh, Naga Vitalist is excellent, especially with all the -1 synergies. There's nothing really to think about beyond that. Beneath the Suns is, I guess, the only card we're realistically going to take here. We don't need Artifact Destruction in a one-match only game. I can't see us playing it, so I'll put it in the sideboard for now. I think we've got a lot of things that benefit, well, things that put +1, -1 counters on things, so I'd like to pick up a few more Vitalists or that kind of thing. I guess the Exemplar of Strength works well with it as well. Compulsory Rest this late's somewhat surprising. I think we're going to take the Quarry Hauler over the Cultivator. Cultivator's not bad at all, especially when you've got all this -1 synergy, but Quarry Hauler's just a very solid 4-drop. It's replaceable, but it works well in a deck like this, where -1 counters accumulate. I guess we'll take the Sunscorched Desert. Ooh, the Sharpshooter's Wheeling's alright for us. It's a decent card. Bit of a beater. And here we go to the dregs of the pack. Stinging Shot's never a bad one. And Life Goes On, always a bad one. So what we got to open in pack 3 is this. So that was good news, wasn't it? It's just a very, very, very good card. Majestic Myriarch. It's worse. It's a 5-mana 2/2 with no ability at its best. It's huge with amazing abilities. I can't see us having too many because we've got haste, vigilant, reach, lifelink. So we have things to do with it. Like puts lifelink anywhere. I mean, we definitely take it. There's absolutely no question of that. We'd love to pick up a Dissenter and a Vitalist, one of those two on the wheel, but an excellent pickup there. Ooh, bloody hell! What a lovely Sphinx. No, we can't take it here, despite it being an excellent card. We'll take the Vitalist and be happy to do so, but but for a a blue-based deck here. I guess Shed Weakness is probably what we're going to pick up here. It's a decent trick, even though I doubt I'll end up playing it. Aside from that, we haven't really got anything. We don't want an Initiate's Companion. That's not the 2-drop we want for obvious reasons. I don't think we want a Sixth Sense. It's miles away from start to finish, so let's take a Shed Weakness and maybe play it. Ooh, second Cartouche, but a Doomed Dissenter is nice with all these. Let's have a look and think again. So the deck's looking relatively, I wouldn't say strong, but certainly workable as is. We've already got quite a lot of 2-drops, so maybe we do want the second Cartouche. Turns any of our big things into even bigger things. Works well with our synergistic -1/-1 theme. I think I'm just about tempted to take it. Heaven to Earth is not what we're going to take here. It's an interesting one. I assume we're just going to be taking Splendid Agony. Very nice sideboard card, but alas, in single games we don't have that opportunity. A second Baleful Amit, taking a heartbeat. Oh, a Sifter Worm. That's a beautiful pickup. We just need to wheel one of the 2-drops here. Oh, I guess Destined to Lead is better than that. I really want a Feral Prowler, but I am quite well stacked at 2 otherwise. I'm probably going to take Destined to Lead because we can play that over Shed Weakness. I cannot believe a River Hoopoe has wheeled. It's amazing. But not for us. We're going to take the Nagar Vitalist and then just siphon up the last few cards. So let's build our deck in the interim period. I think we're looking very functional, relatively strong here. Our removal is a final reward, kind of this, as we get nothing here. And nothing here, so we didn't wheel the Doom Dissenter in the end, which is a shame. And with the Doomforce Splendid Agony, I don't think we need the Stinging Shot. We certainly don't need the Trespasser's Curse, which shouldn't have been there in the first place. Our 3-mana slot's looking a little bit oversaturated. We've got 6 3-drops, I think. Or 7 of them. No, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-drops and a lot of 3-mana cards. Although you wouldn't especially expect to see Splendid Agony on turn 3 too much of the time. Same with Cartouche. So let's work it out. We can always afford to lose a Thoughtseize. It's not that great in limited play. But cheap interaction. I think we'll keep it in. We've got plenty of ways to gain the life. Not that that's a huge deal. It's just, I think it's just good enough to stay in. I could get rid of one of the Ronos' Stalwarts. We're not really beating down as such. Although, maybe we are. It's a very good, very nice thing to put Cartouche of Ambition on turn 3. We'll probably get rid of the Sharpshooters. We'll probably get rid of one of these. Maybe the Honorary Kudo after all. How are we on creatures? 17 creatures, 8 non-creatures. We'll definitely want this to be a very creature-heavy deck. Even the non-creature spells we have involve creatures, so maybe it is just a Thoughtseize that loses its way. And one more could be the Quarry Hauler. We do have a lot of expensive good cards already. This is a marginal effect at best. I think it is going to be the Quarry Hauler. We just have so much -1 synergy as is. I think maybe it is the Ronos' Stalwart, right? A nice little build. I'm expecting great things. 9/8 land seems absolutely perfect. Let's hope for an absolute beaut. See you in the games. Welcome straight away to round 1. We have a pretty decent hand. Going Stalwart into Amit into Crocodile. So I'm certainly inclined to keep. We've also got Splendid Agony to remove those pesky opposing plays. Bloodlust Insider potentially being one of them, but I guess the lifelink from this can help offset any huge bits of damage that will come from the Bloodlust sending things hastily into me. So we take 2 and play ourselves a Stalwart. Stolsing is a nice little play as well. And it gets in Those Who Serve, which gets the stalwart down and gets in for 4. So I'm definitely going to attack this. I'm happy killing this to get 2 4/3s. I don't really want to use my Splendid Agony here. So let's just get in with Exert. Make sure we can't be blocked. And stick a -1/-1 counter on this Stalwart and get a 4/3 lifelinker. So even if my opponent, well, I suppose if my opponent kills it, I'm a bit screwed. Opponent does kill it. It's in 4/5. That was the worry. Slightly worrisome board state here. I think we're going to have to go with the Baleful Amet. We're going to have to put a counter on the Stalwart, as annoying as that is. We just can't really play a Soul Stinger, get our creatures tapped down and take damage. He's got another removal spell. We probably just lose. Kenra Scrapper. Okay. That's not too bad for us. Cartouche of Zeal. That is bad for us because we lose. So 5, 7, 9. Yep, we die exactly. Yeah, that's red-white for you. Good game, I guess. Let's do the next one, maybe, possibly. Thank you for your time. No, I fucking didn't. Well, we go into game 2 here, having curved out successfully into 2 lifelink creatures in game 1 and losing almost without doing anything. So that was nice. But we are more hopeful this time as the opponent plays red. Oh, fuck right off, you dildo of a man. Luckily, we have the Amet into the Cartouche of Ambition here. Well, it's going to look particularly nice if we can land our creatures. It doesn't help doing nothing for the first 2 turns. Opponent gets in for 4 here. But we are about to hopefully put the blockers on. Even if this doesn't work, we get to play a Quarry Hauler into Cartouche of Ambition, so we get to kill one of his creatures. I just hope it's not going to be what I think it's going to be here. I mean, it's a nice little setup for us. This is perfect. What more could I want for than opponent to have all 1 toughness creatures against our heavy -1/-1 theme? It looks very much like Firebrand Archer is going to be doing something involving Baleful Amet's death, though. So assuming he does that, he'll swing for 5. Ooh, okay. He did not. And we have got the opportunity to just Quarry Hauler. Impeccable timing's the worry we want. The good thing here is drawing Destined to lead helps a lot. I think I'm just going to go for the attack and then play either Quarry Hauler or Destined. Sorry, I'm going to go for the attack and play Destined if I need to. I could Doomfall and get it out of his hand, but that just seems a bit lame. Maybe Vizier of Get You Out of Battle? Okay, so it was the impeccable timing. Happy to block here and get myself, get myself 4 health back. Put ourselves in a pretty decent position. And it pings us in the face like a monster. And in for 4. Sorry, 3. This looks good for us. We can play the trump card of the Quarry Hauler. Attack 4 and hope we're not playing against another impeccable timing. There we go. That presumably wins us the game. We're just on too high a life total with the Cartouche of Ambition and a Doomfall in hand now to realistically worry about being burned out. That being said, I've been too confident before. I guess the opponent can just get in for 2 with the archer. In terms of which one to kill, I'll probably just kill the archer here. Yeah, cartouche of zeal doesn't worry me too much now. So we're going down to 6 as stands. No, we're not. Let's just get whatever he's got in hand out of hand. I mean, it could just be a land, but I'd rather not get impeccable timing or anything like that. Yep, just a land. It's not particularly important because we are so far ahead now. So it's kill the Pathmaker Initiate and swing for 9, putting us up to 19. Opponent sees the writing on the wall, concedes. So 1-1 against red-white. Very similar looking hands. We begin game 3. Happy to keep. Those who serve. I'm absolutely fine seeing that here. Play a Defiant Greatmaw, put the counters on itself. And pass. I always forget how this interaction works, but I seem to recall putting the counters on it is usually the right thing to do. The Binding Mommy and the Gust Walker. Well, I guess we play Naga Vitalist and leave up Destined here. Presumably going to be seeing our team get tapped down, or at least one of them. Not the greatest start here. Okay, could be worse. Okay, so I think we'll almost certainly be blocking like this. Presumably don't need to Destined. I don't think we will Destined. Ah, Soul Stinger, right. Let me work out how things go again. I think just killing off the Defiant Greatmaw might work best here. I'd like to leave up Destined to save the Soul Stinger. Yeah, for sure. When it plays his land, and what does he do? What does he do? Play start. I see. So good job. I did leave this up. And at this stage, do we just kill these two? I think we do. Well, we kill those who serve, which is, I suppose, not quite as exciting, but hey-oh. I know the Gust Walker gets in here without needing to exert, but we're almost certainly going to have to find a reward it at some point. Hopefully the opponent does not draw Unburden, which I'm unduly worried about most turns. This one's a bit of a close game, this one. First one that isn't just shoot out and see if you can get me dead before I draw enough stabilizing cards. Gust Walker puts me down to 10, and Gravedigger, that's a bit annoying, but luckily, this with Binding Mommy is slightly annoying. We draw a land. I'm going to final reward this now. I'm just going to have to chill out and hope he doesn't draw zombie into zombie. Or Desert Hold, that's also terrible. Yeah, this is not working out too well for us. Despite the bluff attack. A Splendid Agony helps. Ideally I want to counter and then block Binding Mommy. Okay, so we're stable-ish, but we're still going to have to draw. Cartouche of Ambition, I guess that works. Alright, so we're in for 2. Hold my land, why not? Hope we draw Sifter Worm. Ooh, Shafet Monitor's pretty good. I mean, far more value as a 6/5 here than as a Cycler. Hopefully my opponent can keep drawing these lovely lands, which he seems very fond of. As I keep playing 2 mana 1/2s. Opponent draws a compulsory rest. Don't need to sack that just yet. We can use that as an outlet for Toka for -1/-1 perhaps. Even of Enduring Cove. Okay, that stabilises the board for him. That gets him back in it after a load of shitty draws. Has he got his own Cartouche of Ambition? It looks that way from his paws. I would be surprised if he doesn't. Ronus's Stalwart. Can't do much else. So I expect oh, maybe I was wrong to do so. Baleful Omit's pretty decent. Let's get in with Exert. And let's put the Baleful Armit counter on the Soul Stinger. Still no reason to get rid of the Shefet Monitor, so I shall resist at this point. I do feel he's got a card. I don't know why, I just feel he's got Cartouche of Ambition in hand. Just the way he thought about it and the way he had a card. It's so many cards in hand and wasn't doing anything. It couldn't all be lands. So I wouldn't be surprised to see counter here. He kind of has to do that. I think if that is what he has in hand, it's not worth waiting for a 1 toughness creature to go. Oh, Lethal Sting, okay. But that also makes sense. May as well attack here, yeah. Good attack. Very good indeed. Another Baleful Armit. In we go. Armit, Soul Stinger, your move. So we both have pretty shitty draws this game. Both draw a lot of nothingy creatures. But I think I'm going to win just by dint of drawing fewer lands. So you can play the land game. Let's not give him a chance to make a successful block. "11 lands plays 10? No, 11 lands plays, yep, 10. I can 11 lands plays. Well, good game indeed. Was not, it was a shite one, but a victory for us is always good. 2-1. Round 4, I guess. We're 2-1. Sees us pick our strongest opening hand yet. The Exemplar of Strength into Cartouche of Ambition, or into Destined, a particularly exciting one. Ooh, Kenra's a good card. Kenra's a very good card. Comes back with Eternalize. I seem to recall Eternalize was all in the next set. Looks like he's dying here, yes indeed. So I guess that's going to be a target for final reward at some point. Yeah, I'm not too keen to spaff my load with Splendid Agony to save 3 damage. Ooh, that's no good. Majestic Muriark. So I'm still going to get him for 4. I still see this as a bit of a race. I've got the Cartouche of Ambition to help twist things in my favour. I've got a lot of tricks or such. He's low on mana. And it cycles Illumination, looking for lands. Cycles Lay Claim, looking for lands. And doesn't hit one. Unfortunate to be him. I am going to just get in for a big hit here, I think. Crocodile of the Crossing. Particularly good when your opponent's unlucky. Yeah, opponent's got a really sick looking hand here, but his lack of luck is, well, counting against him. Opponent's going to be tapping down the Crocodile of the Crossing. So I'm just going to play my Baleful Lammet, put it on the Crocodile that won't be attacking anymore, and make him leave up a mana next turn. We ourselves just need one land to really go off. Hope Tender. That's presumably dying. I think the play here is play a land, go to combat, wait for him to tap. Final reward this, go attack him with both, force the jump. Oh wait, of course, that doesn't quite work, does it, for obvious reasons? Me being an idiot being the main of most of those obvious reasons. I just don't like it. You know what, I might have changed my mind. Splendid Agony, the Hope Tender, and leaving... This probably works best if I Destined and Splendid Agony. Yeah. Right. So he's going to have to leave up a mana for Edifice again. Looks like he's incredibly unlucky as a person cycling again. Well, he's got a very good looking deck with very good cards. He just seems really unlucky, our opponent, which is a shame for him, but excellent for me. To combat. Down goes the Amit. In for 4. Play a big old Muryak with lifelink haste. Oh yeah, I could have won there because haste. Let's go for the oops. Yeah, in my defense, I'm very, very drunk. Yeah, I think an 8/8 haste lifelink there would have been good. Now, call me old-fashioned. Probably would have been good the last turn as well. Again, call me old-fashioned. But, yeah, what are you going to do? We still won. Polyak 2 is our opponent. So we go for the mythical 4th win. We are unfortunately on the draw for the 5th time, I believe. 6th time, is it? 5th time? Which is slightly annoying, given that we have such a proactive hand with the Cartouche and the Great Maw. But opponent cycling on turn 2 is pretty good for us. And now I need to work out how this all works. Thoughtless Haven, well, this is going to look very good for us. Oh, this is going to look very good indeed for us. Opponent playing the Tarkrop Elite here. It's kind of a boring play, given that we have nice big 4-drops, but I think just eating this and getting in for 3 lifelink is a particularly difficult play to argue against. Here we go to 21. Even our opponent has the Tarkrop Elite, which saves quite a bit of damage as well. Steward of Solidarity, good card. Opponent must have been seeing my former draft videos if he's drafting mono color, because I was stupid enough to frequently do that. So I guess this turn plays itself, given that I've just drawn the Splendid Agony. Vizier of Deferment. Okay. Beginning of the next end step. Right, so I can actually make this right. We're just going to let me work out how it works again. So if I play the Soul Stinger, put the 2 counters on itself. Yeah, this works well. Then I can play the Defiant Great War and finally get a bit of benefit from it. Okay. Cartouche of Solidarity. So he's got a lot of... We are most likely going to have to kill the Tarkrop here, given its ability to really get in a large amount of damage. Never mind. It's a very interesting attack from the Vizier of Deferment. I'm sure there is a reason for it that I can't think of right now. That's a sorcery, so that's not going to work. Sure. If it dies, great. In a Ketra's name, okay. I could have double blocked, but I'm very happy with this. The -1, isn't it? Yeah, maybe not so happy with this after all. Okay, so let me work out how to not be a fool here. I think we're going to be cycling this. So we've got 6 mana. Tarkrop Elite's annoying, but not terminal. Let's just cycle this first. Presumably it's going to be a Splendid Agony. Yeah, fuck me. I don't want this to just keep popping out things, but I think it's more worrisome to have a Sheffet Dunes and a Tarkrop Elite out there, so I guess I'll just take this decision instead. I suppose I'll be getting in for 2. So we both very much went out of steam here. I suppose the difference would be Steward of Solidarity is a nice way of slowly rebuilding your board. Emphasis on slowly thanks to Exert. The one thing I could have played differently here was putting those counters all on the Soul Stinger and keeping a 4/5 Defiant Greatmaw. It might have worked out better. Oh, good. I think we're going to go on the defensive here. I realise it's not the greatest use of the Greatmaw, but the Greatmaw's ability kind of isn't as good as I remember, which may be on me, but at least here we're forcing our opponent to Sheffet Dunes if he wants to get in a big hit. And even that's not a particularly big hit, it's just 6 damage. I think we've caught the luck of our opponent from the previous game here. Destin's a nice one. Yeah, Destin's a very nice one indeed. We're definitely going for it, of course. So we may as well attack with the 1/2 as well. Oh, fuck right off. My god. What a draw. What a draw. What an absolute stark raving bollocks draw. So we take 3. Sorry, we lose this and we take lots of damage. So I end the turn. Ah, fuck that. I'm going to call it there. Oh dear, oh dear. FML. Well, here we go again. We've actually seen our Sifter Worm this time. Unlike the Hornet Queen, we didn't see at all last draft. We've got a decent-ish hand. The Naga's carrying serious weight, but we are again, I may note, on the draw, which means a clean sweep. I'm beyond salty after that last finale. At least we were drawing the lands a bit better this time. And getting a Crocodile down on turn 3 is a big hit. Oh, but my fucking god. What a shitter that was. Anyway, in for 5. We are relying very heavily on this Naga Vitalist here. Our opponent has drawn a desert, so the pinging commenceth. The reason I'm so keen to get to 4 wins is the gem difference between 3 and 4. It's I think the 3 wins is 1,000 gems, which is where you start getting your gems back, and then it goes up to 1,400, then 1,600, and then it's a little bit more if you get to the 7 wins mythical thing, which I have not been doing recently. I remember I say very good at Amonkhet. I played a lot of Amonkhet originally. The remastered, I've got a bad memory, and B, I'm just not as good as it. Our opponent seems to have a bad memory as well, because it's his go. The chosen one. Cartouche of Solidarity, okay. Well, this is presumably going to end with him getting blown out a little bit, which is lovely. Clever. Didn't quite work. But I do appreciate the play there. I like the order in which he did it. That was very well done. And we're going to take our second turn to look at his hand. Fanbearer, Open Fire, and Dauntless Avon. I want him to play Fanbearer because then we can play Lead. Don't care about, so I just want to get rid of the Open Fire, I think. This is a 5/4, even that's not particularly scary. Just that I want him to play the other 2 cards, so I guess we're going to take the Open Fire. And we're looking very good here. This one I'm confident about. His Cartouche of Solidarity plus Kenra Scrapper plus Impeccable Timing trading for my half of my Destined to Leaders. You're going to make it hard for him to win here. Especially if he does this. I realise he can't really do much else, but there we go. So we play Destined. We get in with a Crocodile, kill everything, I think. I mean, it dies as well, but it's a pretty decent trade. The alternative is playing Splendid Ag's Get, but then he just takes 5 damage from it, and he starts fan bearing. I think we're just going to lead this turn. Get in while the going's good. So we trade with the 3 power and toughness creatures. Opponent will play a Dauntless Aver next turn, which we can Splendid Agony down at our leisure. Not that difficult. All of them have to have a line towards this one, my friend. not just that one. Yes, all of them. Well, there we go. Here we go. in case I can't count. So we go to 16, we've got a 0-1 in play that taps for mana. 2 removal spells, a Sifter Worm, looking good. Down comes the Aven. Problem with the Aven is it does give him the opportunity to get in a fair bit of damage next turn. You can get into the 2 plus the 2 here, so effectively we're at 11, so I'm just going to take a little time out and Splendid Agony both of these things. It also gives us something to do with the Quarry Hauler, I guess, on Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. Because removing the counter from Naga Vitalist doesn't do much. Opponent draws Tar properly. Well, I'm glad I stopped the damage now. Shafet Monitor. Play that into Quarry Hauler, which is a particularly nice play. It guarantees a Sifter win next turn, or, and this is very important, or we can misclick and play it as a 6/5. So, you know, choose the one you want and then press the other button. That's how you play top level Magic. That's why I'm where I am today, on my bed, playing Magic on a computer, like a pro. As mistaps go, it's not the worst in the world. Opponents valiantly getting in for damage, but it's very much a losing battle, I fear. I don't fear, I'm bloody happy with it. So in for 6. I guess we play Vitalist into Quarry Hauler. And at this stage, let's take off the... no, at this stage, let's just put another counter on the Forgotten Pharaoh. So is this all of the creatures you control? Okay, so we can theoretically get in for 4 here, but that requires tapping all his lands, drawing a land, and sacking it. I appreciate how aggressive the opponent's being, though. It's pretty much the only way he can win from here, so fair play to him. The Entangler. Reet. Oh, Sifter Worm's going to win this as a game. Let's play it pre-combat, because A, he might concede, and B, I want to just check I am gaining the life. I presume it won't fully resolve, though. That'll do. And in go the lads. Opponent will chump here, probably trade here, and take 4. Or he might just take 5. Cool. I know this sounds weird, seeing as I have crushingly won the game. I think this opponent played the game really well. The impeccable timing was perfectly timed, albeit being poorly timed. You get what I mean? The way he played it was pretty good, and he's had one. He's had no chance effectively. My draw's been better than his, but he's had one way of getting through everything, and that's just attack, attack, attack. Which is pretty much all you can do with a white-red deck. That being said, we still do win, and we go on to the mythical 4 wins, almost 7. Sakar is our next opponent. We go for our 5th win here. We again have a perfectly playable hand. I guess the only question is whether to lead with the Vitalist or the Ronus' Stalwart. This opponent thinks it through. Dread Wanderer, okay, well, I think with that in mind, we're probably going to go with the Stalwart as we're going to look to get a bit more aggro. No block from us, obviously. Kenner Eternal, righto. How greedy do we want to be? There's obviously a line of play here where we Splendid Agony the two of them. I think I am going to go for that line of play because if it doesn't work out, I presume he's not going to block. We can just go bash, bash. And I realise it's telegraphing what we're going to do, but that doesn't mean it's easy to get out of. Opponent's in for one. Plays a Binding Mother. And a Festering Mother. So the Baleful Amit's best friends with the Naga Vitalis. I'm presuming we're going to get in for 3 here. Play the Quarry Hoarder to kill the Eternal. And then set up a nice Cartouche of Ambition. I'm just trying to work out if there's any other play we should be making. Don't think there is. No, so let's get in for 3. And kill the Kenra. I presume he's going to be able to get in a hit here because he's got quite a tight looking black-white zombies deck at the moment, but the Cartouche of Ambition will likely get us back into the game on a life basis if we do keep taking a few more pesky hits, as will the Baleful Amit. Claim. I can't remember what that is. That Claim to Fame? Okay. Ooh. I think we're just going to go for the Crocodile here. That being said, is it greedy? Probably is greedy. We get him for 9 though? It can't be that bad, surely. Opponent is a little bit stuck on mana. Yeah, it's a difficult one. That another land would have almost been a better draw. I know the Crocodile is a great 4-mana play, but the Vitalist into Amish is something I'm really keen to play. I don't want to have a slightly slow turn by playing the Cartouche to turn this into a. Well, we'd leave this as a 4/3 and kill the Mummy. I mean, we'd get up to 18, opponent would drop to 11, but this just puts a lot of pressure on the board. An opponent's struggling for mana already. The Dreadwonder is kind of an irrelevance, as is Fame at this point. Okay, so the opponent takes it, drops to 6, and is now either going to have to play defense or hope to draw out of this quite well. Well, the red mana helps. I don't think Fame's going to be the card to stop him dying, but it certainly sets up a big attack in the future if he can stabilize. Okay, so we go with the Dauntless Avon, which is fine for me, obviously. Land is good. So I think we're going to go Cartouche here, it just works so well. Cartouche, perhaps on the Store Wars it gets in. No. Let's maximize our life gain. Let's go Cartouche on the Crocodile, kill the Avon. Send in the team, exerting this. So I presume we're going to have Chump and Chump double trade, and then be in a very strong position. At a very healthy life total. So he's going to need something pretty good to get out of this, is Lord Sakar. Okay, so the opponent's blocked like this. It doesn't make too much sense. Oh yes, of course. Does make some sense. I thought he might have a Magma Spray, so the Crocodile's down. And let's get a Naga Vitalist. What can our intrepid opponent find here? Land's not bad for him. Maybe an Haven of Enduring Hope wouldn't be a particularly bad draw at all. I say draw, play is what I mean, of course. Killing the Quarry Hauler, that works too. So let's get in for 1 with the Vitalist, and then pop the Naga Vitalist into permanent mana tap mode. And leave opponent with, again, not an insurmountable board position, especially if he's drawing land after land, because I presume this is not a land. Maybe it is. Lord of the Accursed, okay. Do we win? No, we get him down to 1. Which is fine, we'll take the opportunity. In fact, if we just don't exert this, then we... Nah, fuck it, he's going down to 1. The boy go to 1. And let's try and tap it correctly this time. Okay, beat me. Oops, indeed. 5 wins. The famous Dread Wanderer. He'll have the last laugh. Oh, let me troll. Cool. Not a bad one to pick up. See you in the next round. Okay, so again, we've got a keepable, not exciting hand. We've got quite a surfeit of 2 drops though, so I'm going to keep and hope to draw into 1. If we don't, then Doomfall into Crocodile the Crossing, Quarry Hauler's not bad at all. Well, that, my friends, is what we call a very lucky man. So it's going to take a lot to see me not Crocodile in for 5 next turn. But I guess there's a chance we Cartouche of Ambition. Or Doomfall if our opponent pays the 2-drop to end all 2-drops. The identity of which is but a mystery to me at this point. I mean, Magna Spray would ruin my plans. Sunset Pyramid's a really good card. In goes Crocodile the Crossing, though. Whilst it is a very good card, it doesn't match up particularly well against 3 mana 5/4 haste, just because it's a very slow card. Yeah, I remember it being 2 to draw, which is what it is, so slow indeed. Hmm. Can't think what in black-red works well. Struggle to survive. Yeah, it's probably going to be a struggle here then. Right. So I guess we just get in for 5. No, but that doesn't kill it actually, does it? It needs 1 more land. So we're just going to play Quarry Hauler here, take the counter off the Naga Vitalist. Opponent will draw, but he is very low on life. We have a Cartouche of Ambition, we have a Doomfall. Opponent cycles a land. I think I'd have drawn instead. Sand Strangler. Right, I now see why he cycled the land. So we can either Doomfall this or just get in for 5. I like Doomfalling it here. It means his next turn has to be spent killing the Crocodile of the Crossing. Good little play, that Sand Strangler, though. It helped him quite a lot. It means this game goes from when he's incredibly far behind to just far behind. Happy as that may seem. And I keep seeing the word sex here because I'm a 12-year-old child deep down. Not in a weird way. But Limitless XP is going to have to pull something out of the hat here. I guess Final Rewards, hat pullable. Zealot of the God Pharaoh, okay. So the obvious play, well, the play I'm going to make is the Cartouche of Ambition. I think I'm going to put it on the Naga Vitalist here. Yes, I am. He doesn't play around Magma Spray, but there's no way he wouldn't have Magma Sprayed earlier. I don't care about the life, I'd rather get the extra point of damage in, so I'm going to play it here. So opponent falls to 2. We have 2 lethal threats now. Land, and I guess Harsh Mentor's not bad. Well, it is actually, because it doesn't trade with anything. Ooh. I say ooh because I can go for broke and just can't think what he can play to really ruin it for me here. It means I can't play Sifterworm this turn, but I mean, if he's got nothing, I win, and if he's got something, he chumps. Okay, so does he have 2 things? He got Open Fire as well? Oh, he does. Okay, so it would have worked out better playing the Sifterworm, but as is, we're still fine. I think I'm going to kill the Vitalist here. I realise that it doesn't mean we can't guarantee Sifterworm next turn, but it does guarantee that a 4/5 needs to be blocked quite swiftly. So he had to have it all there, and indeed he did. Gilded Celadon. If we put the 3 counters on it, it can get in and trade, and then we have a 4/4. As is, we have a 1/1. I think the 3 counters may be better on the Soul Stinker here. He still has to, well, he can take 1, I suppose. It's going to trade anyway, and this way we have a bigger creature left over. Yeah, okay, let's go for it. And assuming he blocks the Harsh Mentor, I'm very happy putting the counters on the Gilded Celadon. Oh yeah, that's fine. Right, so the Sifter Worm here would be a lovely little play as the opponent finally gets to use this Sunset Pyramid. Like, fair play to him for stabilising enough to keep it there. He's got us on cards. He's got Desert Cycling, hoping for something. He got it last time. Or Final Reward helps. Especially if he's doing that, it does. Maybe not. Maybe Magma Spray is our future. Blur of Blades. Okay. So we're all in on Team Sifter Worm here. I've got to give my opponent a lot of credence and credit here for getting back from where he was. We will, of course, kill the Gilded Celadon. Land. Or Splendid Agony. My decision to kill the Naga Vitalist is looking worse by the second. But now it looks excellent. And he's already had a lot of removal. Let's hope that sees an end to it as the worm gets played. I guess a Hooded Brawler is better than nothing. Promising for us, opponent scrying beginning of turn implies he's not found the final reward-esque card yet, especially with him putting to the bottom here. Desert of the Fervent further strengthens this joy. And we can even get through if he plays another creature to double block. The Splendid Agony should get us through. Given the trampling. It's been a very good game, this one, actually. I think we might have snuck it. Opponent gets in for 4. This player discards a card. Oh, very good. Take 7. Whew. Good game. Let's go for 7 wins. Final match. I've got a keepable hand, albeit not a superb hand, against M. Biomancer. It's been a good draft, this, despite the speed at which we got absolutely destroyed in the first game. We've come back with a vengeance, and we're looking pretty here. Hopefully, our opponent plays 2 1/1s with very little ability or strategic planning. The Supreme Will hits the graveyard. One imagines he's got something decent from that. The colour of the cards I'm drawing is a little worrying, but hey ho. Sentinels, I guess we just kill it. With Doomfall, there's not much else we can be doing here. And it's not like with our opponent having soon to be 6 cards in hand, saying exile Thoughtseize effect is particularly useful. We may be getting a little fucked here, which is indeed what's happening. It's a real shame if that is the case. Yeah, this is looking dicey now. I see. Well, that probably ends this game as a contest. I guess I'll use my mana to kill this on the off chance I draw something. And we did draw something. I guess we'll have to play the Quarry Hauler to actually have something in play. Don't think this works, but I'll try anyway. Oh, it did. It worked. Well, it was all looking so good, but missing the land drop and opponent hitting an on-target Liliana. I guess the Doomfall would have worked out particularly well now. I think we probably have to Cartouche of Ambition here. Even that, well, that should be enough. Let's put it on the 2/2 so we can hopefully find a way of killing it. If this gets killed, we are... fuck. Good game. What an absolute cockhead. It's true, though. He has won. Let's mute this dickhead. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm... well, I'm a very friendly Magic player, but I also have an absolute disdain for dickheads. Which makes me seem like a bit of a dickhead myself, I'd imagine, at times. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we've been well and truly stomped here. As we... I think concede is probably the right thing. Well, 6 wins, nothing too shabby. Thank you for your company. And I'm sorry I couldn't see it through to the end, but alas, that's what happens sometimes. I'll see you for the next one. Please do like and subscribe and check the website, which isn't ready yet, so check it soon. Thanks again. Goodbye.